Find the cutoff where it's turning pour butter. Get the back end at the door and let the dogs kill. Point them out the turn around, that's how we let them in. Paying her one conversation, then I switch to Snare.
Ladies and gentlemen, or should I say gentlemen, because usually these producer videos it's a sausage fest, right? Welcome to my first deconstructed video. I'm gonna try and do all my remixes. We're doing First Off by Future featuring Travis Scott, obviously. This is a Travis Scott centric channel. So I'm gonna go through how I made the beat, how I picked the acapella, you know, all that good shit. So let's get straight into it. So I was on Looperman and I found this sample right here. Super dark, ominous. It wasn't like that. I pitched it down to whatever that is. It's not whatever it is, you know. Pitched it down, and then it was at 163, but I bumped it down to 150. Boom. So super wet, super wet. I didn't do anything to this. I just kept it the same. This is what it sounded like originally. So usually what I'll do, yeah, I don't know what I was gonna say. But yeah, actually, yeah. Usually what I'll do, I will pitch the sample to, I'll find an acapella, right? So I found, I didn't do this song yet, First Off by Future. So I jacked the acapella.
Find the cutoff where it's turning pour butter. Get the back end at the door and let the dogs kill.
So the cool thing about remixes is you don't need it to be mixed like super well, because usually 9 times out of 10, you know, people will know the lyrics. What I do here, so put it in channel 10, took the lows out, boosted the mids a little bit, added a sound goodizer, compress it a little bit.
Find the cutoff where it's turning pour.
So it doesn't sound clean at all, right? So that's the basis acapella. Then what I did first, I made the sample first. So this part right here, that's only for the intro. So this is the actual sample that plays throughout the whole beat. Super Travis Scott like. So what I did with that, I took the original sample and I threw it into Fruity Slicer. It's called Snare because I do shit such a different way, so I don't know. This isn't the snare, no. Snare though. So this is what I chopped it up to. So you throw it into Slicer, right? And then you go to this little, it looks like a toucan. What is that? It's like a cutting tool. It looks like a fucking bird. But you go here and then you do beat. You go to beat right here, right? And then it'll automatically slice everything. So you just move the slice things in a good order where it sounds good. So this is what I got at first. So I got that. And then I turned the PS. This is the pitch shifter. So I turned it up to match the key of the beat. Then I turned the attack up, because if you have the attack down like this is what it sounds like. It's very choppy. You can hear like the little clicks, right? So I just turned the attack up so it's like this. Boom. So when you do that, then you go to the sample, right? You right click it. You go to quick render as audio clip, right? So boom, I'll do that right now. Rendered it. Boom shakalaka. There's a sample. This is what it sounds like. I usually normalize it. Boom. Get the fuck out of here, Gare. Yeah. So I did that, and then I moved this to another channel rack. Where did I move it? Channel 1, boom. Bro, of course they're going to be in the group chat. Boom, so I'm going to do this, just so you could hear it, So what I did first, I'm going to turn all these off first. So this is what it sounds like with no effects. I also pitched it all the way up. Boom. This is what it sounds like. Pitched it up all the way. It's really harsh on the ears. So what I did, first of all, I added a chorus. Very, very Travis Scott-like. Boom. Did that. Fruity parametric EQ. Took out all the lows. Don't mind this kickstart. I was fucking around. Then I did halftime. This is what makes it that. That's what it gives it a different vibe. So the halftime, I use Cable Guy's halftime. I love this. I don't have gross beat for some reason, you know? Everybody uses gross beat, but I fuck with this more. Just put it usually starts at 1 bar. It's a little too slow, so I put it at half. Turn that shit all the way up. Then I went to another EQ. This is a parametric EQ 1. Just boosted some of the highs. This is what it sounds like without the first EQ. This is what it is with the lows. It's really muddy. Sounds really fucking bad. And then RC20. This is the sauce. I'm on the Flux chorus preset. I just added the wobble, just a little bit of wobble. Yeah, 2 choruses. All right, boom. So that's the sample, right? Then I went to, usually I'll do 808 first. Let's do this. Make it 8 bars. See, I'm a big fan of these like Wonder Girl, they're really thick 808s. I'm not a fan of like the Pierre Bourne really short 808s. I never use those in my beats. Excuse me. Never use those in my beats, so this is what I did for the 808. Root note is D sharp. Turn this off. Wonder Girl and the Eastbound, they use a lot of slides, and I fuck with slides. So it's really simple. So you just make a note, right? Boom. You double click it. You hit the slide and the porta. You do both, right? Did I do both? Yeah, I did both. Boom. And then you make, so what I do with the 808, learned this from my brother. So you go to the envelope here, right? Usually, so what I'll do, I'll turn the delay. Usually the delay is all the way down. The attack is all the way down. The hold is all the way up. Decay is down. Sus. What's the full word? Sus. Sustain and release are all the way down, right? So what that does, so if I had, let's say I had the 808 here, right? It'll stop right at this bar right here, but I want it to go up, so I put it all the way through. And then to do the slides, you get another root note, you put it down, then you do what I showed you earlier, and you click these 2 buttons, and you put it wherever you want to put it, so I have it at B. And then it'll go up on its own. But if I didn't have these, it won't do anything. You need the 808 at the bottom. And then I added a little. Cool. So after that, I did the kick. Super punchy kick. Little high kick over here, give it some bounce. Cool. What I do with my kicks, usually there's this one kick I use always. It's in the Acidia drum kit, right? So usually I'll put 808 on 2 and kick on 3. I don't mix my 808s at all. If it's a good sample 808, you don't have to do shit. So on the kick, I usually just add a sound goodizer. This is what it sounds like without. Gives it some more punch. Boom. And then what I'll do, I'll go here. This is the kick, right? Channel 3. I will sidechain it to channel 2. Then you go to the 808 channel. You throw a limiter on it, right? Usually it'll start on limit. You want to go to comp for compressor. Threshold, I usually put the half. You want to put the knee and the ratio all the way up. So this is what it sounds like when it's not sidechained. The whole point of sidechaining is to get the initial, thump of the kick, and then you want the tail of the 808. So that's that. I did a snare. This is one of my favorite snares to use. It's actually the one they use in sicko mode. So what I did with the snare, put it on channel 4. So this is what it sounds like without. I just add 2 effects, right? So the effects I add, the Fruity Parametric EQ1. You go to the presets. You go to snare, drum, and hands down here, right? So boom, turn that on. Gives it some high end, and then I know the sicko mode snare. It's very the sample is missing some bass. I don't know if they took it directly from the song itself, like if they just took it out. But if somebody made it, they did a fucking fantastic job on it. I'll add a EQ2, and I'll boost the low mids, right? So the hi-hats, I did something cool with this. I started doing this with more of my Wonder Girl beats. I just found a loop on Splice, right? And you just turn the volume down, boom. This was in 175. It was super fast, so I just brought it down to 150. And it gives it a really, really nice bounce that you can't get from regular hi-hats unless you're like a god. Boom, with the sample. So this is for the hook. It's for the hook right here.
Find the cutoff where it's living, pour butter rim. Get the back end at the door and let the dogs kill. Point them out, they turn around, that's how we let them in. Paying no one conversation, then I switch to sim. Feel like NBA business, I ain't talking scrimmage. You know I'm Jay.
Boom. Okay, so the verse, not much different. I just made the 808 unique. I used the same 808. Took out the live hats, added this, then I added a rim shot. Same sample though. This is the hi-hats. Usually with the Wonder Girl bounce, you want the first hi-hat to be velocity all the way up, and then when you do the second one, bring it down to this bar over here. And then another Wonder Girl like sauce or hi-hats. You go to here, you'll start here. This is the sample, boom. Then you go to, usually you want to take the attack down a little bit. You go to here, you go to time, you go to shift, and you shift that shit, like dead ass. You shift that shit. You don't want it all the way, because if it's all the way, it's going to sound too shifted. You want it like right there. Alright, well I did something cool. Boom. So that part's for the future part.
Started out surfing on a codeine wave on the stage.
And then this part over here before it goes to the second hook. This is one of my remix sauces, right? So you download the sicko mode acapella, then before the third beat, Travis Scott does a little, he's like, yeah. You pitch it to whatever the beat is. In this case, it looks like it was the same key. Chop the snare, chop the kick, and then the hi-hat. So I wanted to get a little like a real drummer.
Bring it better. The cutoff was turning pour butter rim. Get the back end at the door and let the dogs kill. Point them out, they turn around, that's how we let them in. Paying no one conversation, then I switch to sim. Feel like NBA business, I ain't talking scrimmage.
that's basically the beat. Throw the tag in the beginning.
Kinda cut off voice, doing more butter. Get them back in at the door.
I found that using acapellas in your beats and putting them on YouTube and marketing them as like actual songs, like I've gotten like a decent amount of beat sales from that. Actually, that's some hidden sauce right there. Yeah, and usually what I'll do, I'll have the sample first before I do any drums. I'll see if the acapella works. I think I started this in like 163 BPM, but first off is I think it's 150. I could be wrong. It's around there, and then you just shift it down to whatever because you don't want to change the key of the acapella, right? Because if you changed it to like, even if you moved a little bit up, right? It doesn't sound like Trav, right? So you want to build the beat around the acapella. You don't want to build the acapella around the beat, if that makes sense, right? So
Kinda cut off voice, doing more butter. Get them back in at the door and let the dogs kill.
Boom, that's about it though. Like, comment, subscribe. You know, I'm wearing the merch right now, so hit me up if you want merch. My Instagram is at Bulgaria on the beat. I respond to all DMs, no cap. New remixes soon, I think. I damn near have 40 Travis remixes, so I'm gonna try and go into every one of them. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and we will see you soon.